All rise. Normal court is now in session. Please be seated.
Matter of Angelo Colon Ortiz.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, counsel.
Edward P. Ryan Jr. representing Mr. Ortiz. Your Honor, please repeat, do you have a ring right here?
All right.
Thank you.
No objection.
No objection, Your Honor. Good morning, Jeffrey Travis on behalf of the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney McLaughlin on behalf of the Commonwealth.
All right, we can arrange this.
That is a complaint from the Raymond's alleged here on August 7th of the year 2016 in the town of Princeton. Mr. Colon Ortiz is charged with A&B with a serious bodily injury and assault to rape.
All right, Mr. Colon Ortiz, did you hear the charges?
Yes.
From these charges, you have a right to an attorney. You can hire your own attorney. You can represent yourself, or if you couldn't afford an attorney, a qualified one could be appointed. Have you been appointed?
Yes, Your Honor, I received a telephone call and appointed by the Committee for Public Counsel Services.
Qualified.
Qualifies me.
Appoint counsel. Commonwealth, I'll hear from you.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a request for bail. The Commonwealth is requesting respectfully $10 million cash bail and would provide a summary of the state of the evidence at this point for purposes of supporting that request. Your Honor, on Sunday, August 7, 2016, at approximately 8:30 in the evening, the Massachusetts State Police troopers and canine dogs, with the assistance of the Princeton Police Department, located the body of Vanessa Marcotte in a wooded area a short distance from Brook Station Road. An investigation by the State Police Detective Unit attached to the District Attorney's Office and the Princeton Police revealed the following. Vanessa and her family lived on Brook Station Road, and Vanessa had left that afternoon for a walk at approximately 1:15 in the afternoon. She had a commitment with her family to travel back to Boston in order to catch a commuter bus, which was leaving at 5:30 that afternoon, to return her to her residence in the city of New York. When she did not return for that meeting in order to catch the ride, the family immediately became concerned and made attempts to contact her directly and through friends. Ultimately, they contacted the Princeton Police, which in turn contacted the state police. At the time of the offense, Vanessa was carrying an Apple cellular iPhone, and a check of the cellular provider records revealed that phone was either shut off or powered down at approximately 2:11 that afternoon. With that information, the state police and the district attorney's office made a request of the community for witnesses to come forward and for tips. Approximately 1,300 tips were received. One witness observed seeing a dark-colored SUV described as a Ford Escape parked near to where the site where Vanessa's body was later recovered. The vehicle was parked, and the witness had occasion to pass by that vehicle on 2 occasions while running an errand in that area. His attention was drawn to the vehicle as he observed a male standing next to the vehicle appeared to be talking on a cell phone and the hood of the SUV up. He observed that the vehicle might be disabled and had thought to stop to render assistance. When he noticed that the person was holding a cell phone, he kept going. A second occasion he passed by the vehicle, he observed that all the doors of the vehicle were closed and the hood was in the down position. He saw no one else about the vehicle. This was between 12:45 on the first pass and 2:05 on the second pass. He observed that the person had a tan skin and ventured an opinion that the person might be Hispanic. Office of Chief Medical Examiner performed an autopsy and collected scrapings from the hands of Vanessa from her nails, which revealed a DNA profile. That profile was developed, and ultimately the state police began a process of identifying potential people to swab for DNA. This defendant was observed operating a dark-colored SUV in the city of Worcester. Trooper Parr, who's present in the courtroom today, had occasion to make an observation of the vehicle, had an occasion to make an observation of the operator. He at that time was in the process of returning some swabs that had previously been collected. He made note of the license plate of the vehicle, followed up with some records checks, observed that one of the operators of the vehicle had a place of birth in Puerto Rico. He went to the residence there, spoke with the wife of the defendant. The defendant wasn't home at that time. The trooper left the business card, asked that the defendant reach out to him. When he did not receive a return call, he returned to the home with the defendant and wife present, described the nature of the investigation, and was able to obtain a DNA swab. That swab came back with a confirmatory match, suggesting that a similar match, the likelihood would be 1 in 108.3 quadrillion. The defendant provided a statement to the State Police Detective Unit voluntarily, and in that statement observed that he did not know Vanessa, would have had no occasion to have had physical contact with Vanessa. He indicated that he worked for FedEx, and that in that employment he had occasion to drive routes that took him through that area in Worcester County, particularly Princeton and the surrounding towns. He worked shifts of approximately 4 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, and would work on weekends. Just one moment. The date of offense, date and time of offense would suggest the defendant was outside of the employment hours with FedEx when this would have occurred. An early examination of the cellular phone the defendant possessed suggested that the cell phone was in the area of and traveling in the direction of Princeton on the date of the offense, close in time to the offense. Your Honor, the Commonwealth's request for $10 million cash bail is supported by an expectation that the defendant will be indicted for murder. The seriousness of the underlying facts is recited, as well as the potential penalties which would flow from them support that request. Given the potential penalty of life, the defendant poses a risk of flight. The Massachusetts State Police have done a great deal to investigate the circumstances of Vanessa's death, and are actively, up until this moment in time, investigating the defendant's profile and the defendant's his own background, which very little was known of prior to the DNA hit late on Friday afternoon. We are aware that there are no ICE detainers that are pending against the defendant. We are aware that the defendant had a Puerto Rico issued driver's license in 2014. Commonwealth would suggest that that 2014 driver's license was issued at a time when the defendant would have been approximately age 28. We've conveyed all of this information to the Department of Homeland Security and ICE, and they are actively investigating the actual identity of this defendant. The Commonwealth would suggest that if the defendant has roots within the community, that they aren't particularly deep roots, given that he had a Puerto Rican driver's license issued in 2014. Based upon all of these factors, Your Honor, the Commonwealth is requesting $10 million cash bail.
Probation, any good?
No history.
Attorney Ryan.
Well, first of all, if you want to please begin to plea not guilty on his behalf. Secondly,
Please, on his behalf.
thank you. Secondly, he was born in Puerto Rico, where he resided and grew up. His mother and father still live in Puerto Rico. There's no question he's a United States citizen. Any check of ICE will reveal nothing. On the other hand, given the nature of the offense, what I'd ask you to do is set the bail requested by the Commonwealth without prejudice, subject to further review.
In hearing no objection to the Commonwealth's request, bail is set at $10 million cash, or $100 million surety. That sale is set without prejudice and can be revisited either here, again, notice to all the parties, or by way of the Superior Court bail review. We'll set a 30-day date.
We're suggesting, I think, May 24th by agreement.
By agreement, Your Honor.
Wait for 30 days.
We'll mark that down for pretrial conference.
If you want to please, Mr. Travers and I would like to be heard sidebar.
Well,
So that should be one. Okay. So that,
The address is okay.
yeah.
I can't do anything. That was ours, it's fine. Yes,
Do you have other motions?
I do.
They were expected.
Those ex parte motions, funds will be allowed. Endorse them, so there's a third, and the fourth motion, the council is not acting, that we active on. We'll set that date, May 24th, pre-trial conference.
May 24th.
Thank you very much, Rob.
In the custody of the sheriff.
People, hearing's over.
Good. You want to just lean it back? Just lean it back. Let's try this. The boards can get out.
Okay.
Not a, let's get it.